Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. All right, folks, Big Paul here today, and I'm going to show you my health supplement stack and what I use for health supplements during the week while I'm on cycle, and how I organize those to keep myself straight. I'm a pretty OCD person. I like to keep things organized. I'm going to show you how I set up my health supplement stack and how I keep track of things. So what I do, I have these pill boxes I get these extra large pill boxes from Amazon. You can buy them, and I organize my supplements and break them down by meals. Now, a lot of the stuff you probably could just take all at one time during the week or during the day, but I just don't want to hammer down that many pills at one time. There's also some logic and reasoning. I've heard, I forget who it was, I think it was Broderick Chavez that said minerals at night, vitamins in the morning is the rule of thumb when you take stuff. I could be wrong about that, but I recall him saying that. So core supplement I start off with, I get a good multivitamin. I used to get a whole food multivitamin. It's hard to find a good whole food one. Todd used to make one. His Valhalla Labs one that I really liked, of Freya's Garden, but he doesn't make it anymore. So I do 2 whole food vitamins per day. I don't eat a ton of vegetables. People love to give me shit about not eating vegetables. And micronutrients, if you're taking supplements or greens powder, you should get more than enough micronutrients. And as a whole, Americans are not undernourished. I don't think bodybuilders are undernourished for the most part. I do eat some fruits. The reason I don't eat vegetables is because they upset my stomach. So I do 2 of these multivitamins per day. You'll see that in here. All right, folks, I want to take a quick break from this episode to tell you about the new e-course that Kurt Havens and I have put together, The Scientific Principles of Anabolics and PEDs. This is the most comprehensive PED e-course ever put together, with over 80 modules, including intros to PEDs, major steroid profiles, competitor off-season cycles, non-competitor cycles, contest prep cycles, HGH fundamentals, insulin fundamentals, side effect management, safer use concepts, fat loss agents, estrogen management, and advanced PED and hypertrophy science. It is the best course out there of its kind. Go check it out. Link is in the video description below. Milk thistle is the next thing I add for liver health. Milk thistle helps to keep your liver healthy. I do one milk thistle product per day. I do 300 milligrams. It's just a low dose of milk thistle right now. First Detachment has their QRF product that has NAC, milk thistle, and TUDCA in it. I don't like running NAC all the time. It tends to upset my stomach. So I think that's another thing to keep in mind with supplements. Certain supplements can upset your stomach. I've had some issues with berberine upsetting my stomach too. Vitamin C, I get vitamin C with rose hips, which helps with the absorption of the vitamin C. I do 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day, so twice a day with the vitamin C. I also drink orange juice or eat orange every day. So there are you folks that worry about my micronutrients. I'm in from that source as well. So I do get some whole food micronutrients in. It's funny to me that bros will get obsessed with micronutrients from food, and then they're pounding a bunch of toxic steroids. I mean, I guess it does make a difference, but I do try to be cognizant of my health, and your supplements can help out with you. Cartitone, I've been using this for a long time, probably close to 20 years. Not Justin Harris, but I believe it originally came recommended by Dante Trudel to me a long time ago. It is a combination of herbs that are for cardiovascular health. It supposedly lowers blood pressure. I don't know how much it helps, but hey, it's been in my routine. Haven't died of a heart attack yet, so not to jinx myself. I do one of these per day as well for my cardiovascular health. I drop that. Make sure my dog doesn't eat it. If I drop pills on the ground, my dog will eat it. DHEA is a neurosteroid. Most people are deficient, especially PED users are deficient in DHEA. Take 1 DHEA per day. I've noticed that it does seem to help with mood a bit. I'm normally a pretty chill guy, so I throw that in as well. We'll also do some GABA too. GABA also helps with mood and being able to sleep. I use GABA every day as well. I'll take it before bed. It is in my pre-bed. GABA and some magnesium before bed. I'll do melatonin as well before bed too, that helps with sleep. As your anabolic load increases and the fat burners increase on contest prep, it gets really hard to sleep. There are some things you can do to sort of wind down. I'm super sensitive to stimulants, so I can't really do a whole lot of caffeine. Caffeine really gets me. I do about 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, and that's about my limit, maybe 500 on contest prep. In the off season, a lot of times I'll just avoid caffeine altogether outside of maybe a small cup of coffee, which is going to be like 100 milligrams. I do these triple strength fish oil pills. I do 2 of these a day. These are for my omega-3s. These have 1,300 milligrams of EPA and 860 milligrams of DHA. I get 2 of those in per day. I'll do 2 fish oil pills and 2 flax pills per day. The breakdown of fats in the flax pills is a little different than the fish oil, and I'll show you that in just a second. So one thing I'll warn you about with fish oil, and I've had problems with it in the past, I used to take a shit ton of fish oil, and I went to have some surgery done, and I had a bleeding issue. Fish oil will thin your blood, keep you from having a stroke, but also could cause bleed issues too if you get too carried away. So here's the flax oil. The breakdown on the flax is 700 milligrams of ALA, 154 milligrams of linoleic acid, and 168 milligrams of oleic acid. So a bit different of a breakdown of fatty acids in the flax oil, so we'll do that as well. Most Americans are vastly overeating the saturated fats. They eat way too much saturated fat and not enough essential fatty acids and omega fatty acids. We eat the backwards of what we should be eating, and especially you'll see guys that run keto and carnivore diets that are consuming way too much saturated fat. And now it's not to say that it's going to cause you to have a heart attack or cardiovascular disease, but I will tell you this, if you're a PED user, your lipids are already going to be skewed. So I would think that it would behoove you to be more cognizant of your cardiovascular health in saturated fat intake and making sure that your lipids stay as close to in range as possible. I do red yeast rice extract, which helps lower cholesterol a bit. I do 2 capsules per day. A serving is 1,200 milligrams. I have noticed an improvement in my cholesterol readings from running the red rice yeast extract. It's not a huge difference, but I do notice a bit of a difference. It does seem to improve my lipid profile just a bit. Maybe not as much as taking a statin, but it also doesn't carry the side effects that taking a statin does. Probably the single biggest thing you can do to improve your lipids, it's do some cardio and to be very, very careful with your saturated fat intake. Stay away from oral steroids. Oral steroids will also crush your lipids, so I limit my oral steroid use. I do some astragalus root for kidney health. I do 1,000 milligrams, or sometimes up to 1,500. First Detachment does have a kidney product called Renal Reset. I also use that too, but I'm just out of it right now. So I just have my plain astragalus. I tend to get the Vitamin Shop brand of stuff. I saw some testing done years ago where a lot of other supplement companies don't actually have what they say in it. The Vitamin Shop stuff tested out correctly. I've been getting the NutriCost stuff too. I don't know how good it is. It's just what I get on Amazon. I don't know if it's any better, but generally I go with either NutriCost or Vitamin Shop. I do TUDCA, do 250 milligrams of TUDCA in the morning. That helps with bile flow, which contributes to liver health. Becomes even more important on contest prep because a lot of times you're going to be throwing orals in towards the end of contest prep. Although I am considering not using orals this year on my contest prep. Ox bile for digestion. I have digestive issues. I'll do a couple ox bile pills per day. Helps me with my digestion, so I got those loaded up here. I've been using ox bile for a couple of years now. Choline and inositol. Choline are members of the B vitamin family and is necessary for the synaptic transmission, brain health, and fatty acid metabolism in the liver. If you have fatty liver, or if you're worried about contributing to fatty liver, choline helps with that. It also is an important component of healthy cell membranes. So I run some choline. I do it at night. I don't know if it makes any difference, but that's just when I take it. So I have my choline and inositol, sorry. People get upset with my pronunciations of this shit. Inositol. Don't want to slaughter that for you. Vitamin D3. With vitamin D3, you need some K to go with it as well. It's in the multivitamin. You can get the vitamin D3 with K packaged in it. Right now I'm doing 5,000 units of vitamin 3. If you're white and you live north of the equator and you sit on your ass in the office all day like I do, you probably are vitamin D deficient. Vitamin D is important for immune health. Qnol, CoQ10. I run Qnol, CoQ10. CoQ10 is important for heart health. From what I remember, it helps with the regulation of heart rhythm. So this is part of my heart health stack. I do 100 milligrams per day of this. I can get a lot of the stuff you can get at Costco. I'll show people on my Costco run how you can get the stuff for cheap at Costco. Citrus bergamot is another one that will help with lipid profile. Citrus bergamot, I get it off of I think I got this at Costco. Costco has it now. I do actually 2 capsules per day, which is the serving size here is 1,200 milligrams of citrus bergamot per day. I think more from this than the red rice yeast extract. I saw a difference in my lipid profiles running citrus bergamot. It did make a difference. So I like to run citrus bergamot for my cardiovascular health and to maintain my lipids. You notice a theme here with lipids. People don't pay attention to this when they're running PEDs. Your lipids are going to be a mess. I get these guys all the time that say, well, fat's important for hormone production. Yes, fats play a role in hormone production. All steroidal hormones are derivatives of the cholesterol molecule. but I've yet to see anybody in their blood panels that is deficient in LDL. They just aren't. Americans vastly, as I mentioned before, vastly overeat saturated fats, and nobody has a problem with not having enough cholesterol to make hormones. It's just not even an issue. I don't even know why people sweat about that. And it takes such a small amount. We're talking about such a minuscule amount to make the amount of hormones that you would need. Not to mention, if you're enhanced, you're getting your hormones from a 3cc needle. You don't need it from the fats. So I also run Suppressor Max on my high day. This is First Detachment's berberine product to help with insulin sensitivity. There's some studies that show that berberine is about as effective for modulating insulin sensitivity as metformin is. I don't know if that pans out in practicality. Metformin works very well, but I would use berberine as a first line of defense. If that doesn't get the job done for you, then you may want to look at metformin as a second option. For contest prep, I am running fat burners twice a day. I don't package them in my pill packs because some days I don't take the second dose of it because I can't fucking sleep. But I run the Go pills from First Detachment, which have caffeine and yohimbine in them, and I use Broncaid for ephedrine. I also do 40, this is a prescription med, I do 40 milligrams of telmisartan per day. This is another thing that drives me nuts. I get bros that will blast Anadrol, Tren, etc., and they're worried about a blood pressure med killing them. Now, that's not to say you should be self-treating. You can talk to your doctor. Doctors are more than willing to prescribe blood pressure meds. It's the most probably, I don't know, I think I saw something that 1 in 5 adult males over the age of 30 are on a blood pressure med, so it's very common. They're very low risk, but you should work with your medical doctor to get that prescribed. Most doctors are more than willing to prescribe you that and any cholesterol modulation medicine that you need. Another thing that I run daily is psyllium husk for fiber. I take that at the end of the day. Sometimes I take a greens powder too. I don't have that here, but you can see the end results. Here is my pill box for the week. I have all this organized, ready to go, so I can just take them with the meals. I don't take any pre-workout or post-workout because I don't want anything affecting my digestion during that time, and I just take them. So I run 6 meals, so I'll take them in the 4 meals that are outside of the pre and post-workout window. And folks, that's it. That's my health supplement stack. That's what I run. If you see anything missing, if you think I should change anything, let me know, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.